The district court ruled that all the other acts evidence of the 6 accusers was admissible in one another's trials without placing any any limitation on the admission of that evidence.
The Utah Supreme Court is hearing the case of former Utah State University football star Tory Green. The justices are deciding whether Green got a fair trial.
Fox 13 News reporter Ben Winslow has the questions asked at Matheson Courthouse.
The 5 justices of the Supreme Court peppered lawyers for both sides with questions about what kinds of testimony can be allowed in a trial and whether 6 different women had motive to lie. The Utah Supreme Court is considering whether to overturn Tory Green's rape and sexual battery convictions. The former Utah State University football star is appealing a jury's verdict in 2019.
This is a somewhat unique case in which there were these 6 combined consolidated cases in which the allegations were contested.
Green's lawyer also argues the trial court should not have allowed in certain types of testimony and evidence showing repeated accusations against him.
Kind of the colloquial way of framing that would be, what are the odds? What's the likelihood that this would happen? So it's an attempt to rebut maybe a suggestion of coincidence.
In this particular case, there's not a genuine issue of chance because Mr. Green's defense is not that this is a product of pure chance that these accusations were made. Several motives were raised for reasons why the defense believed that these allegations were fabricated at trial.
But the justices had a lot of questions.
Does there need to be some kind of showing that this individual actually had a motive to lie?
I think that it generally is enough if it's the defense's theory and that it's explored in some way through cross-examination or argument.
The language doesn't say, it doesn't include anything explicit that would lead me to read it in the way that you're saying we need to read it.
It can be expressed, it can be implied.
The state argues the trial was fair.
The likelihood that so many women would be able to independently fabricate such similar claims against him was exceedingly low. And fundamentally, at the end of the day, the victims were not alone. The trial in this case was fair.
Green is currently serving up to life in prison. His family is hoping the court overturns his conviction.
I believe that the justice will come out of this. Hopefully it goes well and, he get this behind him.
What the Utah Supreme Court decides could ultimately impact other cases.
If the court agrees that the trial here was fair, then I hope it will encourage rape victims in other cases to feel comfortable coming forward.
Now, the court is expected to issue a ruling sometime within the next year. At the Matheson Courthouse, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.